Today we got a special episode. First off, I want to say my brothers is not here right now. They out of town taking care of their business. So shout out to my bros, Christian Biggs, Justin Biggs. Know what I'm saying? But I'm here to hold it down right now. Know what I'm saying? We got a very, very, very special guest. Know what I'm saying? Before we get into that, I want to also say, y'all got to excuse my appearance. Know what I'm saying? I came from the gym. I got a fight coming up as well. Know what I'm saying? So, I just threw the hoodie on. Know what I'm saying? Threw the hat on. Rode the bike from the gym straight to the podcast studio. Once they told me who we got pulling up today, know what I'm saying? I had to make sure I was here on time. So we got one of the best boxers who I feel, in my personal opinion, from New York City that never really got their shot. Know what I'm saying? That never really got that big fight. But very fortunately, he has a very, very big fight coming up at the Barclays Center, October 18th. We have Danny Gonzales.
What's up, guys? It's Danny Gonzales. Finally, after 20 years of hard work, we're over here going to fight Danny Garcia in the Barclays Center, October 18th. I'm coming to show who the real DG is. I'm bringing war. I'm bringing skills, conditioning, everything. And I'm going to end up winning that night. And it's going to be a blessing, so many years of hard work to finally get to shock the world and show them who I am.
So I want to ask you this, right? Because we had a conversation earlier, and you told me that you manifested it. And the story of how you manifested this fight against Danny Garcia is crazy. So I want to ask you, can you share that with the people a little bit? How what your friend told you about you manifesting this fight back in the day?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in like manifestation, and you kind of attract what you need in life. So I knew Danny Garcia way back. They called me in for training camp. They wanted me to mimic Sean Porter. So I got like 30 rounds with Danny Garcia. So I know him well. But I used to train clients, and the client was saying to you, would you ever fight Danny Garcia? And I was like, yeah, I'll fight him. I'll probably beat him too. Just shooting it out there. 10 years later, I'm fighting him now.
Wow.
But the fact is, I didn't even remember saying that. But then the guy hit me up on IG, basically telling me like, yo, you said you were going to do this 10 years ago. You said you was going to beat him. Look at this shit happening now. And I was just crazy to just think like that. Like, sometimes the words you say, somehow, with the magic of life, it turns out to be reality, which is crazy to me,
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm heavy on manifestation as well. You know what I'm saying? I believe you could talk things up into existence. And I'm very, very excited that you getting this shot because I seen you around years ago. And I always said you a diligent worker. Now I'm saying you dedicated to the sport. Also, shout out to your coach, Coach Moses. Now I'm saying that's my guy. I'm so happy to see you getting this big fight right here because it's like you were saying earlier, you like one of the last of the Mohicans. Know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So to see you getting this shot right here, and it's in your Danny Garcia. He's the former world champion. He has the name, but this is in your city. Know what I'm saying? So how does it feel being that you gonna be main eventing against such a big name in your city?
Yeah, it's just amazing to me. But like you said, I've been grinding for like 20 years, like staying consistent in the gym, busting my ass, working hard. Like you said, Moses, I've been with the same guy for 20 years, just
Right.
straight grinding with the same coach, and now we're here. We're here in the Barclays Center main event. My face all over the screens and everything is kind of crazy, kind of surreal to be honest. But I won't be shocked if Danny Garcia gets some booze because I got a couple thousand people coming.
It is
So
your city, bro. I mean, he from Philly.
yeah,
That ain't
yeah,
far,
come
but
on,
this is
man.
your city, bro.
Like I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm like a little legend in New York.
That's a
Everybody
fact.
knows me. They
That's a
know I'm a
fact.
hard worker. They know I come to fight. I don't play no games. So I think he's gonna get shocked when I start touching him,
Mm,
and then he gonna hear the crowd go crazy. You know. So I
right.
think it's gonna be. I don't think I know it's gonna be a good night, and I got a game plan, and it's gonna work in my favor for sure.
So I never got to that level where I haven't yet, as of yet, got to that level where I'm main eventing in my city against a big name. Is I want to know, is that something that makes you nervous?
Nah, it's not nervous. It's like almost like a different type of pressure. But I kind of been there before a couple times, so I kind of know how to deal with it.
Mm,
But more than anything, like we're fighters. So
That's a fact.
all our lives, we pray for this.
Fact.
So it's not pressure, it's not nerves, it's excitement. Like you gonna go in there in front of 10, 15,000 people
Mm,
and do what you always love to do, and it's fight. And you fighting against somebody that could change your life tomorrow. I could beat this guy. When I beat him, my life changes. You know, I get a world title
mm.
shot. I accomplish all my dreams. So I'm just excited. I don't deal with like pressure and nerves. None of that shit means anything. Just go in there, have fun. This is what you asked to do. You know?
That's a fact, bro. Being somebody who's been boxing my whole life, I always tell people, right? The butterflies we get in our stomach, I don't consider that as nervous. I consider that anxious. Now I'm saying, like, it's like a feeling like, yo, you want to hurry up and get it in. Now I'm saying, like, you want
Yeah,
to hurry up
yeah.
and get out there and put on the show. Cause some people, like, I tell this story all the time. So I fought in the New York Golden Gloves, I think either 3 or 4 times. So every year it was this one guy in my weight class, bro. And I just remember seeing him. He'll be in the locker room, right? He'll be cool, calm, back there reading the newspaper. But then once they come in and start announcing the bouts for the night, he will always get up and leave, bro, because he let his nerves get the best of him. Know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like this is what we dream of. Know what I'm saying? Like we want to go in
Facts.
front of the crowd and put on the show. Know what I'm saying?
Like you said it perfectly. Like a whole we work our asses off every single day. We spar, we
Facts.
get beat up, we beat people up, we
Facts.
working, we're sore, we're tired. Like for those moments, like the one thing I tell people about boxing is like when you go in that ring, you know, win or lose, but when you get the W,
Mm,
that is the greatest feeling you will ever feel in your entire life. It will
right.
be better than anything you can think of. It's like the ultimate drug. So, you know, as fighters, we're addicted to that. That's why a lot of guys don't retire.
That's a fact,
You know,
bro.
that's why Danny Garcia doing another
That's
one because
facts.
he want to leave on the W
That's
because
facts.
he want to feel that. But guess what? I want to feel that more than anybody.
That's real.
And I put in the work, and I'm gonna make sure I feel that October 18th.
Right. So what's the mindset going into camp for this fight? Like, you fighting somebody who accomplished a lot in the sport, somebody with a big name, former world champion, that was one of the best at his time when he reigned as a champion. What's the mindset training going into camp for this fight?
Well, the mindset is everything because you know, for me, like this one is a little bigger than the rest.
Mm,
You know, I don't think I had such a big fight like this ever. I had some big fights, and I've been there, and I know what the pressure feels, so that's good. But I'm just saying, like this one, like I could change my family's life. I could change the gym's life, my friend's life, my own life, my girl's life, everybody's life. So like this is the one that's gonna get me to become a superstar. So the pressure on this one's a little stronger. So we just working so hard in the gym, you know, just grinding in the gym tough. But now we starting to taper off. All the hard work's done. I'm in incredible shape. And now we're just gonna have to go in there and have fun. Like don't overthink it. Have fun in there. And I'm outclass the dude.
right. So how long was you in camp for this fight?
Yeah, so the funny thing is like we had a couple fights about to happen. I was gonna fight on the Richardson card,
Okay.
a co-main event on that. So like the fights fell through, whatever happened. So I've been in basically in like full fight mode since June.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already at kind of at weight months ago, already in shape months ago. So we just had to like taper it and make the camp perfect. But I think it was a blessing in disguise because now I'm beyond ready.
Right. And I'm gonna tell for the people who don't box, right? I'm gonna tell y'all how important what Danny just said is, right? So because y'all couldn't fathom this when it come to training camp and making weight. Something he said was very important. He said he was already at weight because he was already training and some fights fell through, which was, I like to say, God's plan because
God's
it led up
plan.
to this big fight right here, right? But think about the mindset of a guy, right, who comes into fights not in shape, getting in shape for the fight specifically, trying to make weight, but only has 6 weeks. To already be ahead of the curve and be at weight so you don't have to kill yourself to make weight, bro, that right there tells you what kind of performance Danny is gonna put on. The real Danny is gonna put
Facts.
on fight night. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have to kill himself to make weight. He's already there. He's been training. He's been putting in the work. I also want to ask you, how has sparring been?
Yeah, I've been sparring again, but back to what I was saying, like I was always in camp ready for a fight.
Right.
So I sparred like 10 rounds with Richard Hitcherson,
My God.
Africa.
My
You
God.
know, he's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sparring Richard Comey, Rashad Mahdi, sparring the world champions, former world champions, top prospects, and I'm getting that good work and we going back and forth and I feel like I belong. Like I don't feel no one is like outclassing me. I feel like my skills are mimicking or at the same level as everyone else. So like this fight, I think is gonna come down more to by conditioning. It's gonna come out to like who wants it more, who got that dog, and Danny Garcia got millions. I don't got millions yet. I'm gonna get the millions, but I don't got it yet. So that dog is gonna come because I got that hunger, and that hunger is gonna be the difference in the fight.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, right? And what you said was important. Like you like, I don't got the millions yet. So a dangerous man is a man who's fighting to level his life up, to get to that next level. That don't mean that we not living good. That don't mean that we not taking care of our family, but our eyes is on the prize as far as the guys ahead of us, like a Danny Garcia, who accomplished so much, was able to make a lot of money in the sport. And as you told me earlier, he put you on to a lot of game outside the ring and things like that. I also had, veteran fighters that accomplished a lot in the sport, put me on the game. But a dangerous fighter is a fighter who's fighting for that to get to that spot. Now I'm saying, I want to ask you, who is some of the guys that you looked up to coming up as a fighter?
So I was one of the lucky ones. I was around a lot of like top level pro champions. Like
Mm-hmm.
Luis Collazo taught me a lot at the beginning of my career.
Mm-hmm.
I was in training camps with him. Funny, I was in training camp with Danny Garcia, so he brought gave me a lot of ideas too, and put me on the game. I was with Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia.
Wow.
I was in that camp.
Wow.
So I was around a lot of great champions. I can't think of all of them now because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more.
Mm.
But I was around greatness, and I saw what it took to be great. And kind of funny, not even disrespecting these guys. These guys wouldn't even work as hard as me. And I was like, damn, these guys not even working as half as hard, and they reach greatness. So all I gotta do is catch up, stay consistent, keep learning the game, gaining my skills, and I'm gonna catch up to these guys. And it's funny, I'm gonna fight Danny Garcia October 18th, so I caught up.
That's wild. That's wild, bro. And I was watching something with the wrestler Kurt Angle, right? And he said something that was so crazy to me, bro, because he was an Olympic wrestler before he went to the WWE and all that. And he said it was two guys that he could not beat in the wrestling in the Olympic wrestling. One guy, they making a movie on him. The Rock is playing him. It's about to come out. His name is, I can't remember his name. And the other guy, he was a UFC fighter. Now I'm saying, and Kurt Angle said he couldn't beat them. Now I'm saying, but then he said he quit wrestling for 5 months, and then he made the decision because it's just like us with boxing, we get that itch. Now I mean, we just can't give it up. Now I'm saying, so he came back to wrestling, and he said he made it up in his mind that he's just gonna train harder than everybody. That's his only way of beating them. When they get tired, he's gonna step on the gas. He's gonna train so hard. He did something called exhaust training. He trained so hard, bro, that when he knew when these guys get tired, that's when his gas just gonna start pumping. You know what I'm saying? That's how he was able to beat everybody. So I want to know, like, is that something that's in your mindset? Like you train so hard, you're gonna outlast your opponents. You know what I'm saying? Is that one of the key weapons that you use? Because I know I saw you fight before. So I know you were, you know what I mean? You were energy, you were energy fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask you that. Is that one of your things that you do? You outwork everybody?
Yeah, like more than anything is like you gotta learn conditioning, you gotta learn nutrition, supplements, learn all that stuff. So when it's time, you're on a different level. You're getting 5% here, 5% here. So when your opponent's exhausted, or even when you're exhausted, he's twice as exhausted. So you can start stepping on the gas because you still got levels to go. I believe conditioning is so important for a fighter because without conditioning, you start becoming a coward. You start to just feel the fatigue, and you start to think about ways to get out of the game or get out of the fight. For me, like I push myself so hard, and I'm so hungry. I just know I'm gonna outlast anybody. Like, in this fight, the fight is gonna start around probably round 4. Like the first 4 rounds are gonna be whatever. Then you're gonna see me just start skyrocketing in volume and pressure, and I'm just gonna take it out towards the end. But I'm also coming with a smart game plan. I'm not gonna come in there reckless, but I know I can outlast them. Like you mentioned earlier, fighters only take like 6 weeks to get ready or 8 weeks to get ready. I feel like he wasn't even training, and he just started training like 6-8 weeks ago. That's not a good sign to me. He was wearing that suit. It looked like he was hiding a lot of fat under that suit. So I don't know. But I'm just saying, I hope he can make weight, and I hope he's in shape because I'm coming.
I seen him at the press conference. It's like he had like a trench coat on. Now I'm saying he had some weird.
Yeah, he was covering the fat, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Now I'm saying like maybe he's out of shape and he's trying for people not to really see his body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he doing that, because one thing I could say as a fighter is like, yo, all right, you take me lightly if you want. Now I'm saying you accomplished all of this. Now you play around, take me lightly, and I'm gonna show you, bro. Now I'm saying
Big facts.
Right. So I know that's your mindset. Like, yo, if he is taking you lightly, you like, yo, I can't wait to get at him.
Yeah, to be honest though, I hope he's taking me serious because I don't want him to have any excuses. But I'm telling you, like, if he thinks I'm the same guy I was 8 years ago when we sparred, like, he's gonna have a bad night. It's gonna be a bad night for him.
Right.
Because I've evolved. Because it's not 8 years of like half gym work or like 8 gyms off and on. It's 8 years of me constantly working and bettering myself. I really feel like over the last 10 years, I caught up with everybody skill-wise.
It's a fact.
And I already had the heart. I already had the conditioning. All I had to do was get my skills up. And I feel like I caught up with everybody on the skills. And now the heart, the courage, the dedication is going to show. That's the difference.
Right. So let me ask you this, right? We New York fighters, right? We from New York City. Know what I'm saying? Give me your top 5 from New York.
Damn, top 5.
Top
Put me on the
5
spot, yo.
I'm saying, no disrespect to whoever don't make the list, but you one of those guys that you gotta name it. You gotta name here, bro. So I want to know, in your opinion, who's the guys that you look at from the city that you could say, yo, they at the top. They at the top of the game in your mind.
Thinking about the top of the top. So I grew up a lot with Danny Jacobs in the
That's my
gym,
guy.
and Danny Jacobs did a lot in the sport too. So I gotta put him like he gotta be in the top 5. I think Paulie did a lot. Paulie showed me some things. He would show me some stuff at the fights and stuff. So he was a good guy. I think he put on for the city as well. Who else can I think of? You gotta give some respect to Africa right now. He's our only champion, IBF champion. So you gotta give it to him. He's doing it. He's the only one doing it until I get that title. And you even gotta give credit to someone like Berlanga, man. Berlanga did a lot of shit in this sport, man. And
That's a fact.
I remember Berlanga in the beginning, like he wanted to quit boxing. He was struggling, and he kept the grind going. He stayed focused, and it translated for him. So,
Yeah.
I even think Berlanga deserves to be one of those top 5 guys.
It's a fact.
And I'm just gotta think of the last one. Who else was from New York?
We got a few.
Curtis Stevens did a lot too, man. And Curtis
Yeah.
Stevens, he trains in CEA gym. I'll be
Yeah.
over there doing strength and conditioning. I'll be seeing him now. He trains clients.
You be with Scooter?
Yeah, I'll be training
alright.
with Scooter.
See, now I didn't even know that. Now I know your condition.
Yeah.
That's
Scooter's the
my
best.
guy, yeah.
Scooter's the
Fact.
best. He got me in unbelievable shape.
Mm.
He's one of the best guys out there for strength and conditioning. But Curtis Stevens be over there, and he's a legend too, man. He did a lot of things, But right now we need to bring up all these New York fighters. We need new champions.
That's a fact.
We need a new set of 5 champions, And I'm gonna start it off first beating Danny Garcia. Hopefully get a world title shot, accomplish my dreams, and put on for New York.
I feel like it's a resurgence coming in New York City as far as us being at the top of the food chain, bro, because everybody know, everywhere I go from since I was an amateur, bro, people know New York City, we don't play no games, bro. We the toughest of the toughest. Know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's that time for us to get some world champions up there. Now, I mean, we got, like you said, we got Africa already. Richard Hitchens, he got the IBF. Now I'm saying, and now you about to win against Danny, and next you get a title shot. Now I'm saying, or in the near future. Now I'm saying, let me ask you this, right? Who would you if they give you the mic and say, yo, we need you to call somebody out after you knock Danny Garcia out? You know what I'm saying? Who would you call out?
I'm trying to think of who's the top dog at 154. I think all the belts are relinquished. I mean, all the belts are free.
Oh, wait. Ain't Fedora at 154.
Yeah, Fedora
right?
at 54.
Yeah.
Maybe I get the winner, Keith Thurman, Fedora.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna keep it real, bro.
I think Fedora, he's a giant, but I think a pressure fighter. Didn't some guy knock him out already? So like, I don't know what the big hype about him is.
You know what it is though, DJ. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Bro, he's like 7, bro. No, I get it. A pressure fighter is gonna give him problems.
I used to love fighting the tall guys, man. I used to fight the 6.
Tall, bro. He's like 7.
He's got the range on you, that's for sure. But if you get inside and you stay there, you could give him problems.
Yeah. I think with him, the game plan gotta be you gotta bully him, bro.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to see guys get in the ring with Fedora and like try to straight up fight him. Like, nah, you gotta bully him, bro. Like, stay in his chest, push him back. Know what I'm saying? Like, I never understood why guys don't push him back more.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if Keith Thurman beats him though.
No, I'm definitely siding with Keith Thurman in that fight.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman is one of the underrated world champions that we had in the sport. I don't think he get enough credit.
Fact.
Let me ask you this, because you said you was in camp with him.
Yeah.
How was it sparring with Keith?
Yo, so Keith Thurman basically had me, Kendall Holt,
my guy,
some 2 other guys. They were like some prospects or whatever. This guy was spar for the 12 rounds, 3 or 4 rounds with each of us, with a heavy band. It might have been like 100-pound resistance in between his legs. and he's
Nah,
moving around the ring, jumping with the
nah.
whole band. I'm like, yo, this guy's a
Hold on,
maniac
he sparred all them rounds with the
with
band.
the band on his legs.
Nah,
And that's what he needed to beat Danny Garcia because he needed legs.
he had
So
to
he
move.
set up his whole camp to wear that band, and I've been wearing the same band.
Yo, that's that's a great thing to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm a
bro,
learner, bro.
I seen a lot of training methods, bro, that's unconventional.
Yeah.
I never seen that before.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And to spar, which was even the
That's what I'm
craziest part of
saying.
it was
Hitting
wild
the
to
pads
me.
is one thing, but to spar with the band,
that was crazy.
and then he sparred with you, Kendall Holt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
monsters.
Like monsters.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I knew how good Keith Thurman was. Another thing with Keith Thurman, he was a mental guy. Like he's the type of dude to go to the freaking pond and start meditating. And I'm a big guy on that. Like I'm always by the water. I live in Brooklyn and Williamsburg, so I'm always by that water, Domino Park, meditating. I'm envisioning beating him. I'm envisioning Danny Garcia coming, trying to knock me out, and what I'm gonna do. And I'm reliving it in my head every day. So it's like whenever the fight happens, I'm not gonna be shocked for anything because I lived it all in my head already.
right. Yo, a lot of people don't understand how heavy boxing is when it comes to mental.
It's all mental.
It's all mental, bro.
All mental.
You know what I'm saying? If you in the gym, you getting your physical right, you putting in your work and all that, bro. The only thing left is to get the mental part, bro. You have to envision yourself winning, bro. You have to really see it before you could actually go out there and execute it. A lot of people don't know that, and I think that's something that people don't be understanding. If they add that to their game, the mental part, you gotta envision it, bro. Know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Also, I want to ask you this, right? How important is it to watch film? Do you watch film on your opponents?
You know, I'm not actually. I'm a little like up and down with that one because sometimes I watch it, sometimes I don't. The thing is, I don't believe. I guess you could see some tendencies and you want to learn some things. Like clearly, Danny Garcia's coming with the left hook and he's gonna throw the eyes looking down, overhand right. Like it's obvious. So like those things are things to watch out for. So you learn that. But I always feel like in the fight, you could have an idea what's gonna happen, but then the fight's just totally different. So like my main skill and what I focus on is the ability to adapt and make the adjustments on the fly in the fight, because that's what's gonna really make you win or lose.
Right. No, I agree with that. I always been heavy into like kind of watching film because like I said, I didn't get to that level. I didn't get to that level yet where you are, where it's like, yo, you already kind of know the guys that you're fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
a lot of tape on Danny Garcia.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
yeah.
Subconsciously watching Danny.
I've already saw all his fights,
on,
you know.
So you know the ins and outs with Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like I always like, because like I remember back in the days, and I always talk about this. Floyd Mayweather used to say like he don't study his opponent, but I think that was cap, bro. I won't say he studies them, but in some way, shape, or form, you have to know what your opponent's gonna do, even though they might switch it up.
Yeah.
But still, you want to know, like, all right, he got a good left hook, he got a good right hand, he make these type of mistakes. You want to know that in your mind so you could be able to adjust to that. Know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're 100% right, because like every fighter has the tendencies, and the tendencies aren't going to change. They're going to still be the same thing. So those things we you know, I definitely watch. Personally, me watching the tape, I'd rather leave that up to my team. So my coaches are watching the tape.
Right.
They're telling me what he's going to throw this.
Right.
He does this.
Right.
So it's kind of more related on the team. And I think that's what Floyd did.
Right.
I think Floyd gave it to his uncle and his dad to kind of handle the tape and just teach him what to do in the actual training. Because a part of me, I don't know, something about watching tape over and over, you start to like make something up in your mind. And I feel like I don't want to come in a fight with that in my head already.
That's a fact.
Because I watched Danny Garcia's last fight. It's going to look like it's going to be an easy night. But I don't want to come in there with that mindset. It's going to be an easy night. I want to come in there beyond prepared for the best Danny Garcia that comes, you know?
Nah, that's real. I want to ask you this, right? If you could, because what would you say is your best your best attribute as a fighter? Is it your conditioning? Is it your, some people have defense, some people have power, speed. What would you say is your greatest attribute?
I would say I'm good at everything,
Okay.
which is really important because now you got options to do in the fight. But I think my greatest um my greatest ability probably is preparing correctly and then being able to outwill anybody in there. Like if you put me and Danny Garcia on the treadmill today, I'm pretty sure Danny Garcia getting off the treadmill before I get off the treadmill.
You're not gonna stop
I'm
until
not
he.
gonna stop. I'll probably die on the
Yeah.
treadmill, and he won't die on the treadmill. He's just gonna give up and take his millions. So it's funny though, because I've been through a lot in life. I used to train so hard. I caught something called rhabdo. It's like muscle eating disease. So I trained so hard that my muscles, my own body was eating its muscles. I
Wow.
ended up spending 3 weeks in the hospital and got like 30 bags of
Wow.
IVs. So when I tell people I train hard, I train like retarded hard.
Yo, that's
But that's
crazy.
crazy. So I already know that mindset is like in that fight and win an exchange, and it's like he's exhausted, I'm exhausted. I know I can go to that next level, and I'm pretty sure he can probably push himself. But has he been putting in the work? I know I've been putting in the work, so I don't know if he can push himself like I could push myself. But I know I'm gonna take him somewhere where he's gonna start thinking like, "Yo, this is not worth it."
Yo, that's crazy. So your mind, so you always have that mindset to
My whole
work hard.
life, my whole life. Before
Wow.
boxing, like if we had a race, and it was like who can get to the down of the block, it meant nothing. But for me, I was like, yo, I'm gonna beat this guy on this block.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everything. I would leave, and I was fat too. So I would go as fast as I can and just out hustle the people. I used to be the best at playing manhunt because I would chase the dudes for like 12 blocks and they
You
just
wouldn't
give up.
stop.
They didn't really want, when I was out playing manhunt, they didn't want to play with me no
Yo,
more
that's
because I was just dominating.
yo, that's a
That's an
that's a
old school New
yo,
York
that's
game
crazy.
though, right?
Come on, bro. If y'all from New York and y'all
Yeah,
manhunters, I'm gonna
man.
tell you. You know what I'm saying manhunt was that game. Now I'm saying, and that's crazy because I knew a couple cats growing up in my neighborhood that was like that. Like they wouldn't
Yeah,
stop, bro. Like, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like you ever knew that kid that you could beat him up and he'll just keep fighting,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's not gonna stop fighting, bro.
Facts.
It's some people that really have that mental mindset, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Know what I'm saying? And for you to say that that's one of your attributes, that's fire, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of fighters need to learn that. Know what I'm saying? If they could adapt that, because it's like this, right? And this is a bad stigma that we always got as New York fighters. People always looked at us like we know how to fight, but we don't work hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Everywhere,
terrible.
bro, everywhere I went, bro, they always had that stigma about us coming from New York. Yo, they could fight, but they don't work hard. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? And I think that that's a bad assessment because we do have guys like yourself that that put that work in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I think we need to change that. We got to make New York like, yo, these fighters are putting in work. They
right.
got the skills. They're hungry. Like it's a little bit of New York swag. Like people just want to like, I'm talented. I'm gonna do it. But like boxing is real simple. Like it's sacrifice and hard work.
Mm,
And even like anybody that made it, they had to put some sacrifice and hard
That's a
work.
fact.
Talent is not gonna get you to the top.
That's a fact.
You gotta grind. The sport is hard. You're gonna have ups and downs, but you gotta just keep pushing yourself. Like a lot of people need to have like a David Goggins mindset. Like, yo, I'm just gonna do this. I don't give a shit what's happening. I'm going. That needs to become part of New York too.
Yeah,
That heart.
yeah.
A lot of fighters don't have heart anymore. I don't know what happened.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I think it'd be like everybody just want the quick money. They don't
Yeah,
wanna they
yeah.
don't wanna sacrifice nothing in the sport. And I think that's something bad. But I wanna talk about this, right? Because we mentioned it earlier when we was talking about like the YouTubers and the the social media guys, content creators coming over to boxing. it's a lot of people, a lot of fighters hate the fact that they able to come into boxing and do their thing. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, like I was telling you before, I think it's all entertainment. It's bringing new fans to the sport. And another thing we are just talking about, hard work. Yo, Jake Paul works hard. Like, yo,
Oh,
he got a full camp. He got a team. Those guys are pushing him.
fact.
He's busting his ass. So you can't hate on that. But I think it's good for the sport. In the end of the day, all this is entertainment. So if you can get people to watch your fight and you making people money, then good.
Yeah,
And I think it brings in the youth because the youth is watching social media now and they're into the YouTubers and all that. So you're bringing in little kids that might come to the gym and or kids in the hood that like I want to go to the boxing gym and get better, and then they follow the right path and stop that hood stuff.
yeah, yeah. Two things I want to say, right? You made an important statement about Jake Paul training hard because I was in camp with him for the Tyson fight, right? And I tell people this all the time, bro. You first of all, he got a great team around him. He got a great team of trainers. Shout out to my guy Third, my guy Jay Leon, Coach Wade, Larry Wade. He got a great team around him, right? Not only that, bro, his work ethic is second to none, bro. I I've been in camp with him. I seen it with my own two eyes, bro. You get him on the track, he's outrunning 95% of people, bro. And I ain't talking about just guys that's like cruiserweights, and I'm talking about small welterweights, lightweights. He's outrunning you, bro. Know what I'm saying? Because he he has a hunger for it, bro. He has a hunger that he wants to get better. So he wants to put everything into boxing. And so far, it took him where it took him to. Know what I'm saying? And I also want to say this, right? How important is it, in your opinion, for young people coming, because your last statement was very important. Young people coming from, the neighborhoods we come from to get involved in boxing. How important is that?
The first thing I want to say is like the Jake Paul thing. Like people talk about Jake Paul, but Jake Paul was talking about killing himself,
Yeah,
that he was mentally suffering from things,
right.
and boxing saved his life,
Yeah.
and he put in that work. I don't care who you are, I don't care how rich you are. When you're on the track and you're running, that shit hurts, and he's
No
putting in the
cap.
work.
No
So you
cap.
gotta respect Jake Paul for that.
Thanks.
He's selling the game. He's not taking nobody's money. He's making everybody money. Jake Paul made Amanda Serrano a millionaire.
Man.
And I know Amanda Serrano from when she was with Universal, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. She used to make like $1,000 a fight. Now she making multi-million dollars. So like for Jake Paul to do that for her, how are we gonna hate Jake Paul?
Can't hate on
I heard he's opening gyms in Puerto Rico. He's helping the youth. You can't hate on that. You got to appreciate someone helping the sport. And back to the youth thing, everyone talks about boxing, like people that lose their lives or boxing, messes people up, get brain damage, all this stuff. All that is nonsense. That happens once in a while, and it's sad if it does. But boxing saves life. Boxing saved my life. I had no direction. I had nothing. I didn't even know what I was doing with myself. I was out there doing bullshit. And I got into the boxing gym. I fell in love. And that shit took me everywhere I wanted to go. I traveled all around the world. I've seen everything. I'm fighting in the Barclays Center. I fought in Madison Square Garden.
Crazy.
I'm fighting Danny Garcia in 3 weeks. Like, boxing can change your life. And if you put in the work, it's gonna pay off, and that's really what I want to teach these kids. Like stay in the gym, stay focused, stay consistent, and hard work pays off.
Yeah. Yep. I feel like even if some of the young kids don't make a career out of boxing, I feel like every young kid needs to train in a boxing gym for some point in their life, because we was talking earlier and we both was saying how it builds character, it teaches you hard work, and these are the things that mirror life. Because in life, you ain't gonna get nowhere, no matter who you are. I don't care who your parents are, who your family is, how you look. None of that matters if you're not willing to put the hard work and sacrifice into what you're doing. So I feel like boxing is something that teaches the youth that if you want something in life, you can't cheat it. Know what I'm saying? You can't take the shortcut or the easy road. Cause that's like if I got a fight coming up, right? And my trainer is telling me wake up at 5 in the morning and run. And I'm coming to the gym lying to him, acting like I'm waking up at 5 in the morning, but I'm not doing it. But once I start sparring, it's gonna show, bro, that I ain't been running, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't been doing my road work. I ain't been doing my strength and conditioning, and it's gonna show. So boxing is one of those things that shows people in life. Listen, you can't cheat yourself. You gotta actually work hard to make any type of success out of life. And I think kids need to learn that now because now kids, I understand with the social media and everything, kids want to stay home and just
Yeah.
like play video games, stuff like that. But to be honest, I feel like the ones that make it to be successful in that, they work hard as well. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
YouTubers, content creators, the gamers. I feel like they gotta put like you look at these guys like Casanat and Asho Speed and all these guys, bro. They doing like streams for like a week straight with no sleep. You think that's easy, bro? Like
Facts.
like people look at them and say, "Oh, yo, they just staying home, they making money." Bro, do you know how hard it is? I can't. Let me tell you, I can't even watch a movie without falling asleep no more. You know what I mean?
Talking about that, Mr. Beast, he's the biggest guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
That guy said he would just be posting videos, like hundreds of videos a day. He never stopped. I think he said he didn't sleep for like a month. But people don't see that. But those guys bust their ass. In anything in life, no matter what you want to be, you're gonna have to work your ass off.
Right.
And you're gonna have to stay consistent. And I think, like you just said, like boxing should be in like a school program. Like, give them like 6 weeks of boxing. It's gonna change your life. It's funny we talking about this because my brother, he used to box. He had like 20 amateur fights. He used to weigh 400 pounds. He lost 300 pounds. He changed his life. Fought 20 fights, and then he's done with the sport. But he got a job on Amazon, and in like 2 years, he became like the head manager, runs like 20 stores, and now is firing people because he took that same mindset from boxing and he put it into his job and his life. So boxing gives you like a certain amount of like discipline and hard work that will take you light years farther than everyone else that's just chilling at home.
That's real. That's real, bro. Even as far as like guys want to go outside and fight or want to go outside and shoot guns. I tell them, listen, bro, if you wanna be violent, you wanna fight, bro, get paid for it. Know what I'm saying? Why just go outside and be in a gang and just fight people for nothing and go to jail and do 20 years and then you been in jail working out? Know what I'm saying? But you could have been doing that in a boxing gym. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't waste your life. Know what I'm saying? And I think it's important that you give that message to the kids and you work with kids and stuff like that. We need more fighters to, one thing I don't like when fighters get like too cocky to where like, they be like, yo, like I'm a big dog in the game now. Now I'm saying like I don't pay these kids no mind. Nah, you gotta still
help
give
the
your
youth,
attention.
man.
Help
Everything's
the
about the
youth.
youth. So like personally for me, like we got a kids program at Universal. And I always come in with helping the kids out. I always want to look at the kids. And I always tell the kids, yo, it's about hard work. Like you just keep working hard and you can make it. And it's cool to say it. But when you see somebody that actually is starting to do it, you start to think, you second guess yourself. You start to think like, oh, wow, he's not just talking shit. Like he's been saying to do this, but now he's in the Barclays Center in the main event. So maybe he's saying something truthful. So, I hope I inspire the kids. And I just think everyone should just be doing some boxing for your mental health, for everything, because it just makes life better, When I first started boxing, before I started boxing, I had like an anger problem. I was just angry at the word for no reason. I just wanted to start problems. I got into the boxing gym. I got rid of that anger. I put it into something useful. I became a calmer person, and I would just take out all my anger in sparring. And I personally, I think boxing saved my life, changed my life. It did change my life. It definitely saved my life. And no one gives credit to boxing like that. Boxing can help people. You know, like people that don't want to be here or people that are like depressed, hurting, whatever. You go into boxing, you can't be depressed anymore because you always leave the gym happy.
That's a fact.
It's like a the best form of therapy, you
It's a
know.
fact. So we do this thing, right? It's called great garbage. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wanna really put you on the spot because I know you a good dude, you know what I'm saying? But I need you to come out the shell real quick, bro.
Great garbage.
Great garbage.
Explain it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
I got you.
So boom. Give me one fighter that you feel it was overrated that they said was like great. Not it's not you putting them down, but it's like you a fighter, bro. I'm a fighter. Some fighters, it's like we know, yo, bro, you overrated, bro. Now I'm saying, like, whether it's from the past or it's somebody now or it's somebody even that you feel you would destroy, but they get all the credit and you like, yo, I know this person ain't what they think they are. You know what I'm saying? Give me one fighter.
So this fighter, he made a lot of money. He did a lot of stuff, but I never thought he was that good. And that's Arturo Gotti. And people might feel like, yo, people love Arturo Gotti because he's such a warrior. But yo, he really was kind of trash. Like, he didn't
You
really
gotta call him great garbage, bro.
Yo, he was great garbage. I don't know. Like Floyd destroyed him. He wasn't really that good of a fighter. He would bring in the wars, and I guess people love that. and I don't disrespect that. That's real stuff.
Yeah.
But skill wise, I don't think he was that good. People gonna hate me for that one, but all right.
But DG, I'm gonna keep it real. This is why it's so important because at the end of the day, listen, we fighters, bro. We gonna have our opinions. It's no disrespect to the fighters that they like. I said George Foreman was great garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like I'm gonna be real, bro.
Damn.
Come on,
He's just big, right?
We talking about when we watch him, bro, we look at his skill set. I'm not saying that he didn't know how to fight, but compared to some guys that's skillful fighters, he would have never beat a Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Just like Arturo Gotti would have never beat a Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what era they fought in, what the rules was, it's just he wasn't that skilled, bro. I think his greatest asset was his heart. Because he could take a beating and keep fighting.
He had power.
He had power.
His game
You know
kept him in the game, yeah.
And I think people got to stop looking at it as hating when we, first of all, like I said, we fighters, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to feel how we feel. I feel like we do need to be more vocal when it's certain guys that we look at and say, yo, I would crush this dude.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Like, certain fighters, we just know we would crush, bro. Know what I'm saying? So it's not hate. It's just we saying how we feel, bro. Know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. You kind of, because I never thought about Arturo Gotti.
Arturo Gotti wasn't that good.
Yo,
he was
right.
a warrior, though. You got to give him all the heart
He was
in the
a
world.
warrior, all
But
the heart.
that Floyd fight, he looked like he didn't even belong
Bro,
in there.
it looked like grown man fight like a 5-year-old.
Exactly.
Like it was no competition.
And by the way, rest in peace to the both of them. Rest in peace.
Now this is why we call it great garbage, because he was great. He accomplished a lot, but skill wise, his shit was garbage, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he ever won a world title, but he made millions. So
I think he did. I think he did win a world title.
Yeah, he did. Okay, but regardless, he made the millions and he got people to watch.
Yeah.
So he's still a winner.
Yeah.
I just think skill wise, he just didn't have it. You know.
Gotta respect that, bro. Know what I'm saying? If you could match yourself up with like a dream fight, bro. Know what I'm saying? Somebody from any era that you know y'all could put on a show at never mind the Barclays Center, bro, at a stadium where it's
Yeah.
like 70. Cause yo, I was at the Canelo
Yeah,
Crawford
that
fight,
that was different,
bro.
right?
70,000.
Different.
70,000, bro.
Yeah.
If you could fight in front of 70,000 in a stadium, who would you match up with? Like that'd be a war, a firefight.
If I could fight anybody in the day, I would love to just be in there with someone like Floyd, just to feel
Mm.
what he got, see what that is, or like even Mike Tyson, even though we're in different weight classes. I would just want to be in there with a legend, just
Yeah,
see what it is to share the ring with a true legend like that.
yeah.
But 70,000, that just sounds insane. I went to a Bad Bunny concert with 60,000 people. I couldn't even imagine what it feels like as a human being to see 60,000 people there for you. That's got to be
Bro,
crazy.
bro, could you imagine? And that's why, yo, I'm gonna keep it real because I was we was talking about this earlier. I told you I thought Canelo was gonna win, bro.
Yeah,
Now I'm saying because he been in bigger fights. He's a bigger guy. I never thought he was more skilled than Bud. Now I'm saying, but I just felt like he wasn't gonna be able to rise to the top at that moment because he had to fight with Spence, but
yeah.
that wasn't no Canelo, bro.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying, like, when you look at it on a large scale, so I thought he was gonna lose just off of him being in such a big fight because yo, that stadium was crazy, bro. Now I'm saying, but he was able to pull it off. And I want to ask you this, right? Because I put that fight made me put Bud on my Mount Rushmore. Who you put on your Mount Rushmore?
Current date
No, of all time.
of all time.
Yeah.
You got to put Floyd because no matter what, you like Floyd, you hate Floyd. 50-0, just washed every champion, beat everybody you could
Fact.
think of.
Fact.
Definitely got to put him up there. I don't think a lot of people give credit to Usyk, but Usyk got a gold medal, undisputed at cruiserweight,
Facts.
undisputed at heavyweight,
Facts.
destroying everybody.
Facts.
Fought the best. You got to put
Facts.
him up there. I always, I'm Puerto Rican, so I got to put up Trinidad just because, I don't know, I grew up watching Trinidad and I thought he was one of the most legendary guys, and my family and everyone, like, he got to put at least one Puerto Rican up there.
Yeah.
And then you got to finish it off with Muhammad Ali, like, regardless if he was the best or he had the best record, he stood for something more than boxing. Like the whole thing with the Vietnam War and his energy, he sold fights. He made it almost like a spectacle. He changed the game forever. And you always got to put Muhammad Ali on that Rushmore up there. But I'll put those four guys.
All right, that's a dope list, right?
Yeah, right. A little bit of everything.
Before we go, bro, I need to ask you because I told you I was in training camp with Jake Paul out in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
And I see how much the Puerto Rican culture love Tito Trinidad, bro.
Yeah.
But I want to ask this: who is a greater Puerto Rican champion, Miguel Cotto or Felix Trinidad? In your opinion?
If you look at it in like the stats, I think technically Miguel Cotto did more because he won more championships and more weight classes. But
True.
Tino Trinidad was like the real Puerto Rican. Like he was in the island, from the island.
Hold on, Cotto not.
Yeah, but like a lot of people didn't like Cotto from Puerto Rico like that. Like they thought he wasn't humble. I don't know. They just thought he had a bad attitude. Trinidad is with the people.
So all the people of Puerto Rico didn't accept Cotto like
they accepted him, but there was always like a narrative that he was like feeling himself too much or he wasn't with the people. Tito Trinidad was like as Puerto Rican as you can get, with the people, still to this day with the people.
Right.
And I think for me, when I remember watching boxing as a kid on the pay-per-view or whatever, I remember my family crying for this man and like treating this man like he's some type of like superstar and legend. And I always saw that. And I think honestly that's a part of the reason I box. Maybe I saw my family watching that. I was like, I want to be like that one day.
Wow.
You know, so I think Tito Trinidad got to be the best. You know, there's a lot of good Puerto Rican fighters, but he's definitely got to be the best Puerto Rican fighter. And for me, maybe my idol. Even though Miguel Cotto is my idol, like if I could say I fight more like somebody, I fight more like Miguel Cotto. And when I do like my meditations, I envision talking to Miguel Cotto and him telling me what to do in fights. But overall, Trinidad is definitely the best Puerto Rican fighter I think ever,
All right.
and the
Okay.
most loved
Right,
by the
right,
people.
right,
You know.
right. I peeped that. And I want to say, in my opinion, Puerto Ricans don't get the respect that they deserve on the boxing in the boxing world because they had a lot of great champions. We talking about Hector Camacho. We talking about Miguel Cotto. We talking about Felix Tito Trinidad. We could be here all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Like y'all have a rich history. And again, October 18th, we got two Puerto Ricans.
Yeah,
Know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Going to war. Live at the
Shit.
Barclays Center to see who's the real DG.
Who's the real DG? That's it.
We got Danny Garcia versus Danny Gonzales. It's gonna be a war. Make sure y'all tuned in. And I just found out that the fight is being brought to you by Millions. What
Streaming on Millions on our pay-per-view, so
Come
you
on.
could buy it on Millions. That call.
So make sure y'all tap in and watch the fight live on pay-per-view. All my people in New York, listen, we coming out. If you in New York, we pulling up. We going for my boy, the real DG.
Yeah,
Know what I'm saying?
We're gonna shock the
We
world.
gonna shock the world, man. Know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tune in. Any last words you want to give them?
You could go on Ticketmaster.com, press the unlock code, put code GAIO, and then you'll get the seats and support me. And let's just all come out October 18th, show who the real DG is, and I'm gonna shock the world. I promise.
So there you have it, man. Another great episode on Biggs vs. Biggs, live on Revolt TV. Y'all got to see my boy, the real DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
It's
go,
going down.
big facts. Clock it.
He said clock it.
Clock it.
Word. We gonna make sure we tuned in for that fight, man. October 18th. We out, man.